I've said those exact words to Chiamaka.
The apartment door swung open with its familiar creak. See how everywhere is scattered and unkempt? I've told you that I hate dirtiness. David's briefcase hit the floor with a thud that made their toddler, Junior, look up from his toys. Chiamaka turned from the sink, her hands still submerged in soapy water. Welcome, babe. How was work today? Don't tell me that you've been at home all day and it's now that you're washing plates. David loosened his tie, his eyes scanning the living room with the precision of a health inspector. I hate laziness and dirtiness, and you know that you stay at home all day with just 2 children, but you're unable to do all the house chores. Chiamaka's shoulders sagged. The baby had been crying for 3 hours straight. She'd only just gotten her down. Babe, please, I can't wash them today. I'm tired already. Tomorrow I'll wash. Nobody used to wash plates tomorrow. I've never seen someone as lazy as you are. The words hung in the air like smoke. Chiamaka turned back to the sink, blinking rapidly. I'm tired of this prison called marriage. I'm losing myself already. My husband is so unkind, so harsh with his words. I'm tired. The smell hit her before she remembered. Oh my gosh, the food has burned. She rushed to the stove, but the damage was done. The bottom of the pot was black, the jollof rice ruined. David appeared in the doorway. You've burnt the food. You see what I'm saying? You just know how to annoy someone in this marriage. Babe, I'm sorry. I forgot that I had something on fire. How can you forget such a thing? What are you even thinking? Nonsense. How do I come out of this mess of a marriage? Chiamaka thought as she scraped the burnt rice into the bin. I have a toddler and a newborn to care for. I do all the house chores, yet my husband doesn't appreciate it. He uses every opportunity to insult me. That night, Chiamaka fell asleep while putting the baby down, her body finally surrendering to exhaustion. When David found her an hour later, curled on the nursery floor, his irritation flared immediately. Sorry, babe, I slept off, she mumbled when he shook her awake. Sorry for yourself. You sleep all day and you think it's okay. You're not the first woman to have children. Some women have 5, 6, and even more children, yet they do better than you with just 2 children. Chiamaka didn't respond. She simply picked up the baby and walked to their bedroom, closing the door quietly behind her. 3 days later, everything changed. Chiamaka's mother called at 6 a.m. Her father had been rushed to the hospital. She needed to go home to Inagu immediately. I'll be back in a week, she said, already packing a bag with shaking hands. David waved dismissively from the bed. Take your time, we'll be fine. Day 1 felt manageable. David had worked from home plenty of times. How hard could 2 children be? Daddy, I want to eat food. Daddy, I want to poo-poo, Junior announced at 9 a.m. Which one do you want to do, eat or poo? Please, I don't have time for your shenanigans. By the time he'd sorted Junior out, the baby was screaming. By the time he'd fed the baby, Junior had spilled juice across the living room floor he'd swept that morning. By noon, David had aged a year. Junior, be fast. I still have some clothes to wash and dishes to do. Just ordinary eating is taking you forever to eat. The little boy's lip trembled, and David felt a sharp pang of recognition. I've said those exact words to Chiamaka. By day 3, David moved through the apartment like a zombie. The breakfast dishes sat in the sink next to yesterday's lunch plates. Junior's toys formed an obstacle course across every surface. The baby's laundry basket overflowed. He couldn't remember the last time he'd showered. I'm tired, he thought, collapsing onto the couch while both children miraculously napped. These children alone are a handful. I barely have time for myself. How does Chiamaka handle these children together with house chores every day, for years? He looked around at the chaos he'd created in just 72 hours. Just a few days of stepping into her shoes and I'm losing myself already. The realization hit him like cold water. I've been a terrible husband to her. When Chiamaka's taxi pulled up 6 days later, David was waiting at the door. He'd spent the entire previous day cleaning, cooking, and rehearsing what he needed to say. Babe, welcome back home. He took her bags, then her hands. The children and I have missed you so much. I know you might doubt it, but I stepped into your shoes while you were in the hospital, and I realize how painful that shoe is. Chiamaka's eyes widened, taking in the clean apartment, the smell of fresh jollof rice from the kitchen, both children bathed and napping peacefully. I know I've been unkind and mean to you. I'm sorry, and I promise to change. I'll always be here to support you emotionally and physically. Please forgive me, babe. For a long moment, Chiamaka just looked at him. Then her eyes filled with tears, not of sadness, but of something fragile and hopeful. It's okay, babe. Please stand up. I've forgiven you. Thank you so much, babe. David stood, pulling her into an embrace. What do you want to have for dinner? You're welcome, my love. She smiled against his shoulder, the weight she'd been carrying finally beginning to lift. Maybe some jollof rice.
If this story touch your heart, I beg, subscribe. More story will come.